Good afternoon, boys and girls, Matric of 2021. Today I'm going to give you a few tips or hints on mathematical literacy that may be of help at the end of the year. First of all, you are writing two papers, and I sort of urge you to do well in paper one, because paper one is slightly less difficult than paper two. So you can easily stack up marks in paper one, and if you find paper two a little bit more difficult and maybe receive less marks, then you can, on average, get a higher mark if you do well in paper one. Then I also want you to write neatly and legibly. Form your numbers properly. For example, there is a clear difference between a 7 and a 2. If you consider something to be wrong, just draw a single line through it and then immediately carry on with your work. Don't spend or waste time using typics. Then for number 3, number your answers as indicated on the question paper. For example, you may start with question 2.1.1 and then carry on with 2.1.2. But then, if you get, for instance, to question 2.1.3 and you need to do something on an answer sheet, still write 2.1.3 and next to it C addendum A or C answer sheet, where that will be numbered accordingly. Then you leave maybe a line open and then you carry on with the rest of question 2. It's just to give the markers at the end of the year an indication that 2.1.3 was answered on an addendum. Then another hint, do not leave any questions out. At least make an attempt to write something down. You may get marks for part of your calculation. If you don't write down anything, you will lose all the marks allocated to that specific question. Time yourself. You get 3 hours for 150 marks. So it basically means 1 mark per minute. And then you will have a few minutes at the end left that you can go through your answer set. Make sure that you've done everything as you would like. Very important, have your own calculator. Beforehand, check that it works and that you know how to operate it. So don't enter the exam room with an unfamiliar calculator. Also make sure that you have all your other required stationery, like extra pens, pencils, a proper or a decent marked ruler, and a rubber. Make sure that your answer sheets are attached to or inserted into your answer book. Please make sure that you also write your exam number on these answer sheets to be included. Very important, grade 12, use the correct unit in your answers. For example, if you do any calculations with monetary values, for example, the rand must be included, meters, or then meters squared, hour and or minutes, liters, milliliters, etc. Quite important that I teach my learners is to use a comma as your decimal sign. Not a dot, but a clear comma. Then something that I've found in the past. Whenever you are working with monetary values, write out the amounts in full with 2 decimal places. For example, on your calculator it may indicate 10,5 rands, but it should actually be 10,50, which is the correct manner of writing our rand currencies. The 50 cents, not only the comma 5, but comma 50. Then, when working with maps and plans, and different units are given on the map or the plan, immediately convert to the unit in which you must give your answer. I will give you an example. There's a figure. One measurement is in centimeters, the other one is in meters. So if your final answer must be in meters, then you should immediately convert the centimeters to 0.75 meters. Make sure that you know the difference in the meaning of the following type of calculations: your circumference or perimeter, the area, and volume. In many cases, formulas for these calculations will be given to you on the question paper, and you have just to fill in those values that are already given to you in the question paper. Then something that is also very important when working with volume and you have to give an answer in liters, use the cursive L in your answer rather than just a downward L, which could easily be mistaken for a 1, and then your answer will be marked wrongly in the final exams. Finally, if you are doing any calculation with regard to speed, time, or distance traveled, remember your triangle. First of all, this is the standard formula to be used. Distance is equal to speed times time. If you draw your triangle, at the top you can fill in the D, in the bottom S, and then the T. So from that triangle, it states that if you cover the D, in other words, you want to calculate D distance, then at the bottom you've got speed times time. If you want to calculate speed, for instance, then you cover the S for speed, and what you are left with is D divided by time, distance divided by time. Lastly, if you want to calculate time, you cover the T, and what you are left then with is the formula D distance divided by speed. I hope that all these short tips will help you in the final exam and that you receive top marks. I wish you all good luck with your revision and preparation for the final exams. May you all do very, very well. I thank you.